Hi everyone, welcome back at the Vested Summit, the investment edition. This year's theme is harvest, and it's time for a bit of harvest because we have a success story here. Um, Walid El Guindy is going to talk with Ahmed Hammouda of Thndr, not to be confused with Tinder. So he's going to share his story. Um, Walid and Ahmed, take it away and enjoy.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Amber.
you,
Thank you
Ahmed.
so much. Hello and welcome back, guys, to Visit Summit 2021. We would like to welcome our special guest today, Ahmed Hammouda. Uh, he's actually, he's the CEO and founder of Thndr, and I'm really, really proud and honored to have you today with us, Ahmed. And would really like to start with, a small intro and the story behind Thndr.
Yeah. طيب وليد لا يعني thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor and I really appreciate the invite and I'm very much looking forward to sharing my story with you guys. I really hope it might be, can be beneficial in any way. طيب أنا quickly my story I studied finance, did my CFA, did investment banking for almost 8 years. Up
Mhm.
until mid 2017, decided to leave investment banking and join Uber, joined the strategy and planning team with a focus on competition, and was part of the team working on the acquisition of Kareem. And then I got promoted to general manager over Egypt up until end of 2019 is when I decided to resign and along with my co-founder and the team focus fully on Thunder.
Mhm. Nice, nice, nice. Very rich background. And
Thank you.
what about Thunder? I mean, Thunder is actually, the name itself is, it's light. It's fire. So yeah,
I will tell you like like whenever you think about having your own startup, if you're not fully obsessed about this idea, I don't think it is the right decision or the right choice to do it. And
Mhm.
actually, like I was in the gym, and not to give the wrong impression that I usually go to the gym, it was a one-off. And then I was hearing this Thunder song, and I thought this should be the name
that
of this startup.
that's the name. That's the name.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But لا يعني let me tell you my story with Thunder. أنا 2016 I was doing investment banking. So investment banking is where you advise other companies on sale transaction or buy. So a company wants to buy a company, some shareholders want to sell their stake in the company. This is what we're doing. And one of the transactions that I was leading on is the sale of the investment bank I used to work at. And this is for me when I got to see high level how the business model is not catering for the everyday individuals like us. Like
Uh-huh.
how can we deliver a financial service product into the saving slash investing to individuals who are not defined as being extremely rich or experts in the finance space. But that was 2016, and then there was Robinhood, which is it's a digital investment platform in the USA, was gaining lots of traction, and I fell in love with this concept of democratizing access to financial services. And they were the first ones to come up with this idea. Let's let's build a trading platform with the same pleasant experience as if you are on Spotify or on Amazon, which I think is yani, was a revolutionary idea in general. I felt in love with Robinhood, and then 2017, if you guys remember, there was one of the Bitcoins spikes, and literally
Right.
everyone around me downloading whatever app, and then falling into all the trouble with the banks trying to convince them about the validity and the viability of this investment platform. You realize that there is a need for a viable and valid investment platform in our region. So that was mid 2017. I knew that this is what I want to build, and this is what I want to spend yani, my career doing. But back then, I knew that I had zero experience about how these technology companies are doing business. This completely new world, how is it functioning? And then my first pitch was the second half of 2016. But as I was telling you, I realized no, I'm not yet ready. And this is when I thought, let me join one of these technology company. And I think I was extremely lucky that a company like Uber actually doing business in our region and was doing great, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the reason behind my move to and transition to Uber. And then I remember December 2017, there was a Ride Up Summit, and Uber were doing Tesla ride and pitch competition where you pitch to an
Yeah, I
investor
can
your
remember
idea.
it.
And actually, I did it, and
Okay.
I tried to convince an investor about Thndr. I said, "Don't do it. You will never get a license in Egypt. Just don't do it." But
Okay.
but this was my first no, my first big no.
Uh-huh.
And then got the promotion to general manager Uber Egypt, and Uber is a very very success story in general, and it was a very prestigious job, and I thought that would be great because it means that I will learn how to interact and engage with the regulators, which is extremely important and relevant to what we're trying to build. Got extended by another year and a half at Uber until 2019, end of 2019. I know that I'm ready to do it now. I have what it takes. I understand. I think this is the right timing. And this is when I decided to resign. And then the number one mistake that I did, and I always had this idea, I won't talk to investors unless I resign. If I don't tell you that
I'm
I
100% in.
in خلاص. The first mistake that I did is instead of like having like a wish list of investors and then like tier 2 and tier 3 and starting with tier 3, I actually went to my wish like the same day I handed my resignation. I had a meeting with the number one investor that I wanted from the region to invest in us, and I was borderline kicked out of of the office. My pitch was so bad, like lots of
It
holes
needs
in the
a lot of
idea.
work. Yeah.
It was really bad. Like I think it gets better with pitching, and you start understanding where are the loopholes, where are the weak points, and you start being better prepared for it. And to be honest, like some of the discussions are very insightful. Like actually, you shape some of the strategies and you pivot based on what you're hearing. And then I got faced with this message: why are you building a company in the fintech space? No one in this region would actually invest. You did Uber before, go build the last mile delivery, build the logistics company. What do you know about fintech and
Yeah.
this region? Like I know like there is this significant excitement about fintech this year, but if you look
True.
back at 2019, no one was looking at fintech in general.
True.
And then I started kept talking to investors. The biggest challenge that I had when you talk to investors from the US or from outside of this region, they love it. They know that it is the next big thing.
True.
But they want, because this is a very regulated sector, they want a local stamp. And when you talk to most of the investors here, they are fixated on logistics, last mile delivery, and they don't see it yet when it comes to fintech. And then I think I decided to apply for YC. So why not? And actually, I remember sending an email to Michael Seibel, the managing director of YC, through one of my friends, Omar Hagras, the CEO of, the founder of Trella, who actually got before, he was
Nice.
accepted.
Y Combinator. We're talking about Y
Exactly.
Combinator.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, I have this idea. Should I actually apply now or wait until I launch the idea? And he was like, no, just apply now. We actually invest in ideas. There's no need to have a fully functioning and operational platform company. And then I got an email, like the way Y Combinator works, you send your application, which I think it's a great application that anyone should fill. You answered lot of questions that are very relevant to what you're building. And then there is I think a video interview that for some weird reason I skipped it. And then there's a 10 minutes interview in San Francisco, and I got shortlisted for the
The interview.
the interview. And I remember like
How
until
long? How
the
long did it take actually from the application to till you got accepted?
I think I applied during September, got an
Mhm.
email during October for an interview in December.
Mhm.
And then I thought
Nice.
that this like when it comes to fintech, you have to raise funds before launching, especially that you need to apply for a license, which require capital. But I thought, let me focus on going to Y Combinator, having around, and like the first yes that I got was during the third week of November,
Mhm.
less than 2 weeks from Y Combinator. And it was after too many no's. And like I remember going to this meeting on the third week of November. It was with Tariq Fahim in Jewel Capital.
Mhm.
And I was like, I have been in discussions for the last, I think, a 3 month, and I resigned August 2019.
Mhm.
And the process takes a lot of time, lots of back and forth. And now we're only 2 weeks away, and I'm actually going there so that I did my part, and I know that it is extremely far fetched for someone like a VC to like give me the yes and okay, and actually finish the deal before the 4th of December. And actually, Tariq is and I owe him a lot for like first one to believe in this. This does not remove the fact that he came in an hour and a half late. And I remember my I remember my first meeting with investor, and the guy was like 20 minutes late. I was like, I'm leaving. If he doesn't
Okay.
respect his time, I'm not going to wait for him. And like my last like Tori, now it's 1 hour and a half. You develop this thick skin. I'm going to wait. It won't take from my pride. And then Tori came, and then 15 minutes later, he was like, you know what? I've been waiting for someone in the Middle East to come and tell me that he's doing the Robinhood of this region. I'm in. بس and then
Nice. Nice.
like Tariq gave me the sign off, and then like most of the other international investors, like we're waiting for the local stamp, and this is how it worked. And we went to Y Combinator, and again like we were lucky, and we got accepted into Y Combinator as well.
Nice. Nice. No, that's. I mean, that was exciting. I mean, so after many no's, and then you got the yes. So how does
Yeah.
that felt? How does that felt? I mean, and have you actually ever dropped the ball? Because we're actually a lot of startups are hearing us, and they
Yeah.
have also gone through that
Yeah.
experience of hearing a lot of no's. So how it
Yeah.
felt after actually is it hearing the yes, and have it actually even crossed your
Yeah. Yeah.
mind to flip the ball?
لا يعني I feel them يعني I know that now I'm telling the story, I'm laughing, but it wasn't as exciting as I'm no, it is tough. And this is why
Mhm.
like I always say that like if you're not obsessed about what you're trying to build, then don't do it. Don't go to a startup because startup is cool, because startup is not cool. Startup is a lot of stress. This is one, two, and I think even the second round, not the first round. And I think I lost track of the number of no's during the first round, but even the second round, our first yes was after 45 no's. And when I think about the first round, all what you need to do is one, believe in what you're what and believe in what you're building. Always like iterate and make sure that you're always making your pitch better, and then you will find someone who is waiting for this investment opportunity. And I think it is almost impossible to change a no to a yes or a maybe to a yes. You're better off not wasting your time trying to do that and you keep knocking on doors until you find someone who is looking for the right talent, the right idea, believes in the potential of this, and then your life will change. The other thing is you should always have a plan. And I think one of the things that I learned from the first round and I've been doing in the second and the round that we're doing right now is you have a plan. Like back in 2019, Y Combinator was the stamp of quality in our region. If
True.
this region is not seeing it, try to think out of what is happening and apply for it and believe in it. Like all of these things would add up to something at the end. But like I understand it is very, very stressful, and it's easier said than done. And I think it's something that I always believe in is you get rewarded as much as the effort you put in, and not because of you're smart, you're building, not that you're building the most amazing idea. It's like you put in the effort, you did what you need to do and what you have to do, and then things will get better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, okay, Ahmed. Now, I mean, we have been always talking about success stories in different markets, and it has been always the example. We always
Yeah.
actually give an example of some big unicorns in
Yeah.
US and in the world. I mean, it's always our the example that we give. However, now since we're having a really successful examples here in Egypt, and now I'm actually interviewing one of them. I really want to talk more about Thndr, as
Yeah.
Thndr is actually the mobile first equity trading platform designed actually to make things easy for new investors and
Invest.
for actually expert investors
Yeah.
in the exchange. In the exchange.
Yeah.
So we would like actually to know more about how
Yeah.
this is happening and what are the challenges that have faced you, especially that you have actually chosen a very, very beginner market in this, and we
Yeah.
have actually we're just developing, the financial inclusion systems, and we're just seeing
Yeah.
a lot of new. So the regulatories, it wasn't actually super mature or developed. What was the
Yeah.
challenges to build that thing and get the
Yeah.
yes, and get the investment?
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you about what we're trying to build with Thndr. So basically, Thndr is what we're trying to do is democratizing investing in the Middle East and North Africa using technology. But as I mentioned before, like anyone, everyday individual should be able to invest, no matter how big is his bank account or his investment knowledge in general. And I think it's not rocket science. And I think you mentioned financial inclusion. And a big thing that we believe in is that financial inclusion is not about having a card, but rather having access to financial services. And there are four main financial services: being able to save/invest, being able to borrow, being able to pay, the payment facility, and protection or financial insurance. So we are tackling one very important financial service, which is the ability to save and invest. Why are we very big on that? Because our mission is that we're empowering those individuals like us with the right means and tools to get to financial independence, which is a very powerful thing in general, being able to make impactful decisions in your life without being burdened by the financial implications. And in
Sure.
our very humble point of view, you can only do that if, as early as possible, you're saving a tiny portion of your income and investing it, which ramp up, and so that you have this independence. You're independent of your salary, you're independent of any allowance. But this is what Thndr is trying to do. The problem that we're trying to face is two-sided. From one side, there is this very outdated analog way of doing it. You have to visit a branch, do it through telephone. It's not built for individuals, very high commissions, minimum capital requirements, and so on and so forth. But it's a brick and mortar analog experience. And from the other side, financial literacy is low. We were not taught at schools about investment and how to manage our finances in general. But these are the two things that we are trying to tackle through our solution. We call it like the easiest way to invest in Egypt and Middle East and North Africa. And we focused on four things. We focus on a relevant and intuitive platform. Again, similar to the experience you get on Instagram, on Anagami, the same trading experience, a pleasant one, not a repelling one. Two is a strong push on education. If you download our app, we do not expect you to know nothing about investing. We're actually going to make this happen,
Education.
and we educate them exactly, and we make sure that we're doing it in the relevant manner. So videos on TikTok, podcasts, newsletters, simulators. So the new way of consuming information and data. 3 is what we call no barriers, easy account opening, easy account funding, no capital requirements, so on and so forth. And this is an area where we work closely with the regulator. And 4 is what we call investment supermarket. The way we want to do it is through Thndr, you have different investment products that work for that satisfy different goals. We're not an equities trading platform. You want to be an investment platform. You want to invest in equities, you can find it. You want to invest in mutual funds. These are the things you have right now on the app, but we'll continue to add investment platforms. Again, you mentioned something that is very important. We're a well-funded startup in the region, yet this is the wrong metric of success, and it's not about how much you raise money, it's about the impact that you have built. And I think this is a bit of a confusion in general in our region. If the thing that we're very, very proud of, one is we managed to get a license. It is the first brokerage license to come out in Egypt in the last 12 years. Why is this important? Because I think we removed this idea of always shying away from dealing with the regulators, always trying to look for loopholes. Because at the end of the day, if you're building a scalable product for everyday individuals, so for the masses, it has to scale. It cannot be through a loophole. And what we have been seeing is that the regulator in Egypt is extremely open-minded as long as the startup is serious and can showcase what we're doing. And we're very grateful to the Financial Regulatory Authority for giving us this license. And we're very grateful to
Ahmed, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I was saying, and we're very grateful about the EGX as well, Dr. Mohammed Farid, about all the support.
Hello? I think, Ahmed, I think it cut it off. The voice is not appearing again. It's still. I'm sorry? No, we cannot hear you.
Now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Amazing. Apologies for this. But we were saying, like, we're very grateful about the support that we're getting from the regulators, Dr. Muhammad Omran and Dr. Mohammed Farid. But this is one thing that we're very proud of. The other thing is the impact that we have been seeing and the level of perception. 87% of the investors, Thndr investors, are first-time investors. We're actually fulfilling one of our big goals, which is opening the investment scene to a new wave of investors. The average age is 29 years old compared to 45 years old for the market. Again, we're actually attracting a younger generation. More than 50% of our investors come from cities outside of Cairo, which is, again, like, talks a lot to democratizing investing in general. And we have been the biggest acquirer of investor in the EGX over 2021. So these are the things that we're very, very proud of, and these are the things that we're trying to achieve through Thndr in general.
Perfect. I mean, we really actually share the same vision of, including more people in the investing scene, pushing more funds, for the startups and great projects, which can also impact us all. So now I really want to get back to your story, because again, for the people who are actually watching us, all the startups around the world, regarding the tough journey, we wanted to, dig deeper into the what they call it, the backstage life of the Thndr team, and how it started as a team, and the challenges that you have faced. And because we again, I mean, we also hear that stereotype of the unicorns around the world. They have actually started from their garage. Um, they had very tough times. They barely ate. They actually slept 1 hour a day. So please tell us more about the struggle, the tough times before
Yeah.
the yes.
Yeah. لا يعني even so again like having a startup is a marathon. يعني even after you get the Y Combinator sign off, there is this marathon to get the license, and then after you get the license, there is the marathon to get their approval for digital onboarding, and there is this marathon to acquire new users, and there is this marathon to do the other round. I think it is extremely healthy for any startup to have very humble beginnings, to embed this culture of frugality. In general, you tend to think much more out of the box where you have less resources. For the less resources you have, the more innovative you become, and then as the team grows, as the traction grows, as you start moving to the next level, which is in line with how the business is growing in general. And it's always this balance between real success, real growth, real impact versus I have the best office in town, I have the largest round in the region, I have like always focus on what you're trying to do while as well growing and keep investing in your team. We started out of my uncle's office, so we weren't even paying rent, and it wasn't an office; it's actually an apartment. So we had one bathroom
Mhm.
with like a bathing top. It's actually really
Very small
interesting to
place,
see the
huh?
progress of the company.
Very small place. Very small
Yeah.
place. Perfect. Ahmed, I mean, I'm really thrilled and honored to have you today. Me, myself, I'm a big fan of Thunder and a big fan of you and the team. I'm having an account on Thunder, of course, because, I mean, yeah, this is a unicorn, guys. This is an Egyptian unicorn. So let's face it. So I'm really honored, and I really would like to thank you and
My
wish to
honor.
see you next time face to face with Invested Summit on the 2022. And thank you so much.
لا وليد يعني بالعكس, it's my honor. Thank you so much. And to be honest, as an entrepreneur, or as a founder, I would have loved to see these sessions. But thank you guys for all the efforts you're putting into this ecosystem. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much. That was a super inspiring session and story. A story about of perseverance. So I think for all people who are watching who have a startup and are on the beginning of their journey, I think the message really was like, really believe in what you're doing, keep going, and prepare for lots of marathons. So I hope you're very fit. This was the last session I have been presenting, and it was a pleasure. It's super cool to be part of this event. My colleague Melody will take it from the next session, which will start in a couple of minutes, and it's about NFTs. So NFTs creating a new wave of sustainable travel. And before I say goodbye, I would like to invite you to follow us on Instagram at Value Mag, because we keep exploring new economies. And I think I've met a lot of people here who are actually building new economies or contributing to new economies, thinking in different ways about investing, considering social and ecological impact. So that's has been super cool and inspiring. So I hope you'd like to keep exploring with us and going into conversation with us as well. So yeah, you also see now there is a promo code this weekend, especially for the Festive Summit, to get 20% off If you would like to have a hard copy of Value Magazine, would be thrilled if you order one, of course. For now, enjoy the rest of the summit. Some really cool things are coming up. Also, the Sharks on pitching competition. So have fun and thanks a lot.